Pricing our art can be a touchy subject. Last month, I was at an arts festival and I lowered the price of my art due to having it for a while. I was talking with another artist and he recommended that I raise my prices. This had me thinking about how we price our art as artists and why our art may not be selling. By the way, it has nothing to do with that artist. Throughout the years, I've sold art online and in person, and I want to share with you my thoughts on pricing art in hopes that may help you sell more. If you're new here, my name is Corey. I like to share my journey as an artist and also other art thoughts. We're back outside again. Let's jump right in. It's hot as crap out here. Let's jump in. I first want to talk about overpricing our art. Now, artists, we can tend to have like a little bit of an ego when it comes to pricing our art. There's a quote that goes along the lines of, people don't buy art, they experience it. There's also another one that's similar to, people don't buy art, they place it. I'll give you an example of this. Jim Carrey, he paints. Now, many people may not know that he paints, but he paints. Now, someone's gonna buy a Jim Carrey painting because of the experience and story that comes with it. Who wouldn't buy The Grinch's painting? Who wouldn't buy Ace Ventura's painting? Now, if you know those movies, you know. It's about the experience that comes with those paintings and the story that comes along with it. Another example is Pokemon cards. Now, the reason why those prices are as high as they are is because of the story and experience that's with it. The rarity of a card. The story to be able to tell somebody they have a card that not many people have. That's the experience along with it. Harry Potter, Star Wars, the list goes on with the stories and experiences that come along with these things. Now, how that relates to pricing and overpricing our art and artist ego is because I think sometimes us as artists, we price our art pretty high and there's not much of a story or experience that goes along with it. Meaning that someone's probably not going to buy it because there's nothing they can really connect to. Even if that artist is very technically skilled. If two people are technically skilled, let's say Jim Carrey painted something, right? Let's say it's very accurate. Let's say he painted the same exact thing that you painted. Now, and you put both of those up. And someone said, hey, Jim Carrey painted this and also another artist painted this. They're going to buy the one that has a story along with it that's attached to Jim Carrey. I think it's really about implementing ourselves in our art, the story and experience that we have. People want something to connect to. When people have something to connect to, especially when it comes to art, they're buying that experience. So I think when we're thinking about pricing our art, to even if we are connected to this piece, we kind of have to put that artist ego aside and think to ourselves, if I make this price skyrocket through the roof, is someone really going to buy it? It could be, again, technically impressive, although they may not know the artist behind it. So there's really not much of a reason for them to buy it. Now, when I sold art in person at festivals, that is when I sell the most art. I barely sell art online. I've had a shop for a while. I've sold pieces on there. I sold original pieces. I sold prints as well. In person, though, it's different because people get a chance to connect to the person behind the art, and I think that's what they want to connect to. So when we're thinking about pricing our art, I want to encourage someone out there, if they're really connected to a piece, to get less connected to it. And if you find yourself making art and you're pricing it and it's not selling, it's at a high price, you might need to take the price down and create an experience for someone that gives them a reason to buy it. There are a lot of bees and wasps out here in this grass. It's kind of scary. I'm allergic. I'll survive though. Now, what you maybe think about next is, why do I want to underprice my art? I don't want to devalue myself as an artist. Yes, that's what we're going to talk about next, is underpricing our art. Now, us as artists, we want to price our art in a way that when I price my art, I think about, I don't want to underprice it to where I feel like, they got off with that one. They got a good deal with that one. And I don't want to overprice it to where I feel like I'm just overpricing this person because they really don't know how pricing works when it comes to art. When pricing our art, I think it's good to consider the time, especially the experience that we have with our art, how long we've been doing this for, and also our accomplishments. What are some things that we've accomplished that sort of justify that price? How many awards did you win with this? Or how many did you do multiple shows? Did you sell this much art in the past? Or did someone buy some art for this amount of price? That's another indicator to go off of, is how much is the highest price someone has purchased something from you for. Someone has bought something from me, as in like a mural, at a pretty high price. And I kind of use that sort of as a measurement from then on. Also, if you're feeling like it's underpriced, test it out. Sometimes raise that price a bit and see if someone purchases it. I encourage you to sell your art in person as well, because it's a different experience than online. Sell your art in person to really see the response that people have with your art and see where people are buying it at. Some people may come up to you and say, hey, you should raise your prices. That's happened to me a few times, especially the artist that was next to me this year at the festival recommended that I raise my prices. Now I have my reasons for my lower prices. I had the art for a while and I just wanted to get rid of it. That's my reason. Now, using a metric system of what has sold in the past and how high your art has sold for, and using that to go off of too. And again, not get too connected to your pieces to be able to lower your price a bit, because we want to sell those pieces. How long have you had that piece that you had at a high price? Now let's talk about a more calculated way to price our art. This is what I use. I learned this, I think, from another artist. Is I'll take the length and the width of my canvas and multiply those together. Once I get that number, I'll times that by between 1.75 and 2.5. And that's how I get the price of most of my art. I'll do it like that. Now, murals it's a bit different. You go by square foot, whereas sometimes people charge between $20 or $35 per square foot. And that's the kind of metric system I use when it comes to murals. Now, canvases, again, it's different. That's what I do with my canvases. But then you can also go off of, I like to go with budgets. I go along with the budget of the person who's getting the art. I'll say, okay, what's your budget? Especially if it's a piece that it's a project that they want to do. When it comes to a mural, I kind of go off of that budget and work around that as well. That's okay to do. You don't always have to stick to this high price, because at the same time, don't we want to sell our art, or do we just want to keep it and build it up? That last part is just small, easy step that I do when it comes to mathematically pricing my art, and it helps out a ton. We talked about overpricing our art, underpricing it, and also a logical way to price it. Hopefully this can help you out and help you sell more art. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.